You're sitting alone in a dark room. The only light is the glow of your screen. You've been mindlessly swiping for 45 minutes, staring blankly, desperately waiting for something to entertain you. Now go back 30,000 years. You've just finished hunting a mammoth. You aren't actively being chased by a predator. You have 4 hours of daylight left, and you don't own a smartphone. People often assume our prehistoric ancestors spent this time sitting in damp caves, staring at beige rocks, waiting to fall asleep. But human brain chemistry is largely the same today as it was 100,000 years ago. Ancient humans got painfully bored, and the ways they filled that empty time look remarkably like our digital habits today. Long before streaming platforms, prehistoric humans built their own theaters using the flickering light of campfires. Cave artists figured out a clever visual trick. By overlapping the legs and heads of painted animals, the shifting firelight created the illusion that the animals were running across the stone. To go with that visual spectacle, they crafted their own music. Archaeologists have unearthed flutes carved from vulture bones dating back 40,000 years, meaning early humans were jamming around the fire tens of thousands of years before they invented written language. When they weren't making music, they spent hours drilling microscopic holes into seashells, animal teeth, and mammoth ivory to wear as a fashion flex. Even in the harshest survival conditions on Earth, humans filled their downtime by satisfying a deeply wired need for storytelling, music, and social status. Around 5,000 years ago, humans began settling into permanent cities. With more structured daily routines came more structured boredom and the invention of competitive gaming. In ancient Mesopotamia, citizens played the royal game of a race across this ornate lapis lazuli board that required strategic blocking and heavy betting. Over in Egypt, a game called Senet became immensely popular across all social classes. People played it so often that the grid eventually became a religious symbol representing the soul's journey through the underworld. Meanwhile, children in Greece and Rome would take a sack of sheep knuckle bones and toss them onto the dirt floor, playing competitive games similar to modern jacks or dice. We even have surviving clay tablets documenting players betting their drinks and throwing absolute fits when they lost. Rage quitting has a 5,000-year pedigree. That same desire for interaction explains our urge to post complaints online. Ancient Romans just used a sharper tool to do it. Bored citizens walked right up to plaster walls and scratched their thoughts into the stone in Pompeii. We found the ancient equivalent of a social media feed, people leaving angry restaurant reviews, complaining about bad wine, and carving crude insults about their neighbors. The instinct to leave a bad review goes back further. A Babylonian copper merchant named Ea Nasir kept a room filled with angry customer complaints. One customer, Nani, went through the immense effort of having an extensive message chiseled into clay, furious that he was treated with contempt over inferior copper. Whether you're typing on a glass screen or carving into wet clay, human petty drama hasn't changed in 4,000 years. Classical societies built massive communal spaces. The Roman thermae were public bathhouses that operated like modern entertainment complexes, packed with gyms, libraries, and food stalls. The famous Roman philosopher Seneca actually lived directly above one of these noisy bathhouses. He wrote letters complaining about the constant noise, listening to weightlifters grunting, crowds cheering, and men screaming while getting their armpit hair plucked. When night fell, the Greeks hosted symposiums. Men spent hours lounging on couches, combining high-stakes political debate with the rowdy energy of a frat party. They even formalized their heavy drinking into a competitive game called katabas. Players would swirl the dregs at the bottom of their wine cup and violently flick the liquid across the room, trying to hit bronze targets. To escape daily monotony, ancient citizens relied on nightlife, fermentation, and loud communal spaces. We have simply swapped stone tablets for glass screens and sheep bones for digital controllers. The underlying need to distract ourselves is identical. Behind the rise and fall of every empire are millions of ordinary people looking for ways to pass the time. So, the next time you find yourself staring at a wall, feeling agonizingly bored, remember that you have 100,000 years of evolutionary hardwiring ready to entertain you. Which ancient boredom buster would you try if you were transported back in time? Let us know in the comments.